Hey y'all. Well, I'm sitting here waiting for a guy to come in and take this Bible back to his aunt. He gave me a box full a couple of years ago, and I realized the first of the year that hey, these Bibles have a family name I'm familiar with. So what I did was I got in touch with him, and it took about 2 weeks, and he finally come got three Bibles. And so I was out here playing with this, and not playing with it, kind of opening it up, looking through it a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like, wait, this is the same name of that person that I repatriated the Bibles to. So anyway, I was like, well, I better get in touch with him. So I got in touch with him, and he's on his way. He's going to come and get this Bible. It's a Thompson Chain Reference Bible. It belonged to his aunt, and she had some notes in it and stuff. So I used it a couple of times, of course, and I want to make sure she gets it back. So, and if she passed away, maybe we can give it to some of her family members, even the guys coming to get it. So anyway, he should be here anytime, I reckon. And so we're gonna have to repatriate the Bible and stuff and see how that goes. And it's a really neat thing to see somebody get a family Bible back, that belonged to them. I did it one time before. Uh, I did it? I think I did. I can't remember. But anyway, the last time he gave me the Bibles was, like I said, it was like a couple of years ago. And when I found out who they belonged to, I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh yeah, I'll come by and get them. And so we kept missing each other, And finally, he got them back, and he was kind of glad to get them back for his aunt and everything. So what we're gonna do is just wait on him and see if he comes through and gets it. He just don't turn in. I'm not sure if that's him or not. But anyway, I hope he did. I've been waiting to get it back to him. I was going to use it to kind of read up the rest of my smaller books. I got a few more smaller prophets to read through, and then I'm on to the New Testament. There he is. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. I just noticed I had this thing, and
It's just like the other one, looks like.
yeah, it's a Thompson. My hands are wet from ice, but it I noticed her name and stuff was written, and I thought something that was one I got from oh darn, from one of those. You can get them off eBay. You can get a whole bunch of them. So I looked in there and I said, wait a minute, this is familiar. And I thought, well, that's the same name I read in those other couple that I give back to you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, daggone, I better make sure she gets that back too. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, man. A
Yeah.
lot of notes written in there.
Yeah. I told my parents. I said, she's still doing well. I mean, her dementia, she'll like remember you for a few minutes and then go.
Mm-hmm.
But told my family. I said, what we'll do is, I think we have enough Bibles to give like all the girls in
Yeah.
the family. So
That's
that'll be good. So when she passes, I think we'll just give out these Bibles.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking there a minute ago. It just, whenever, when she does it, sadly, when she does pass, you definitely got quite a few of them to give away. And some people, they like want their own Bibles, but it's also neat to have like a family Bible too, or from an aunt or uncle in that case, or a mother or father, and that way you can kind of compare the scriptures and stuff, and see what did that person write, what did this person write.
Yeah, what they like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So neat.
this one looks probably a little newer. This might have been the one she
Yeah.
actually might have used more
And,
recently.
them Thompson Chain Reference Bibles are pretty good Bibles.
Oh, yeah.
I got like 3 or 4 of them.
Yep.
And they used to, what they used to do is they cover them as local church Bible publishers. Then they change to church Bible publishers, and they put like a cover on them, their own cover, you know.
Okay.
And it would be Thompson Chain Reference Bible, but they're not doing that no more because Zondervan bought out Kirkbride, which did the Thompson Chain Reference Bibles, and they can't really do that no more because of some bull crap with Zondervan.
Oh.
You know, and Zondervan's kind of really not doing that Thompson Chain Reference Bible any justice like Kirkbride did. That's where that one came from.
Okay.
And so their paper is really flimsy and cheap, and I don't know who in the world wants to buy a Bible from Zondervan. But you know, they get me kind of El Cheapo with their paper and stuff and how they print and everything. So and they're kind of getting a little ridiculous. But anyway, I just want to make sure she had it back.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
You were going to not you were going to Wacker? Is that did you go to
Wacker?
Wacker?
Oh, they call it Whacker or Wacker.
Yeah.
I was doing security there for a little while, and actually I did that for like a day, and I'm like, nah, because they were swinging the shifts like Tarzan on a vine, man. I'm like, no, I don't want this. But I ended up just kind of going from that to back to where I was, and I got tired of getting paid $11 an hour, so I decided to go to the mall for like a month or so and do security over there in Cleveland, over there in Bradley. I'm like, nah, this ain't doing it either. It's burning up way too much gas. So I finally went over there and back. I finally went back to Denso, and instead of going back to security, I just went over Randstad, and so they got me doing quality checks. I was in logistics for a little bit.
So you're actually working for Denso's temp service?
Yeah, Randstad. I swear, it's not like you can't hear it. Yeah, well, I'm working with their temp service. I probably got dead ended, but I don't know for sure. It's like, you know, you really can't grow in that. We're in the QC area, you know, we don't have really nobody to refer us. Hey, this is the guy's doing a great job and he should move up. But hell, it's $16.35 an hour. What can I complain about too much?
It's easy work, just not fun, right?
Yeah, it's boring.
Yeah, that's what I hear. It's
Boring
easy,
work.
it's just no fun.
Yeah,
You're a human robot.
basically. Yeah. Do the same thing over and over again, pretty much, repetitiously.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It's $16.35 an hour, and
Yeah.
that's more than I've made anywhere else, so I can't really complain, you know. Yeah, but I just want to make sure your aunt or whoever is going to, or in your family, make sure they had it and everything. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wait a minute. I know I gave them all those Bibles.
No, it's no problem. We gave them away. I mean,
Oh, really?
Well, no, I mean, we gave them to you, and we were giving them away, and yeah, and then when you had all that stuff in, it's like, well,
Yeah. That's when you see all those notes and stuff and those little post-it things, I was like, that's important. So that's like my grandmother's Bible. It's like a big old thick mule chuckling Bible, boy, I tell you what. And my mom, not my mom, but my grandmom, she had several things and napkins in there from my great-grandparents' anniversaries. And my mom's like, make sure you give me those and stuff. And I'm like, oh, you really want them? That's no big deal. But he said, what am I going to do with them anyway? If I pass away, you know, they're going to go to you anyway, you or your sister. And you know your sister don't appreciate it as much as you do. I was like, well, I guess, but I'm not in that feminine stuff. But my grandmother used to write little notes and stuff and about her job, and so I kind of found that really interesting. And I
Yeah.
had to copy them and kind of posted it online whenever she was a nurse years and years ago. So it was something else. So the Bible's a whole lot of good stuff in them,
Yeah.
you know.
All right. Well, I appreciate you reaching out
Yeah.
again. And we'll,
Yeah.
catch you next time around.
All right, man. Well,
Good to see you.
I hope it goes to
When's the last time I seen you?
I think it was in January.
How long?
That was the first of the year, what, 6-7 months ago. But yeah, that's quite a while back.
Yeah, cause man, I don't know. I met this. This is a crazy story, but because I probably just met this lady and we just started talking to her. Last year, about this time, I was just getting healed. I had first of last year, a year and a half ago, I climbed up in a. I may have told you that I climbed up in a friend's business. He said, "I want you to install some security cameras." He bought a business, having trouble. I'll tell you that.
I remember something about
And I got hurt really bad. I mean, I twisted. I was an inch and a half out of alignment for a while, and so it was about this time last year that I found the doctor who healed me. I'd been to 2 chiropractors and all this place. I told God, I said, I'm so bad. Sometimes I couldn't get out of the floor. My daughter had to pick me up. So I pray. So God, I'm not a surgery kind of person, but I don't want to be stubborn if I'm supposed to have surgery because this is bad. And eventually I found a doctor who, it took him an hour and he popped both my hips back in. And it fit, and he done it like the amazing part. He just held my spinal cord. He took 30 minutes and just pushed on my hip. And eventually he goes, "Oh, there it goes." I didn't even know it, but he felt my spinal cord. He felt it give. He went and done the other side, and that healed me.
Really?
And he said, "I said, when do I come back tomorrow?" He goes, "No, you come back next week." But it was in for that. So what I do? He says, "You need to walk every day." So I started walking to keep it in and everything, and I'm great now. But so January 1st. I was going to church, and I told God, I said, last year was rough with all the pain and then the grief of losing my wife, and I was like, oh man, I don't know how 2023 is going to go. Like, I don't know what you're going to do, but something better than last year would be great. But like, I don't need a New Year's resolution. I just don't know. I need something better than what I had. And I met this lady at church that day who I'd known. But I didn't know she had filed for divorce. I didn't know.
Right.
And I saw her husband, who was an atheist, and I saw him in church. I've been praying for him for 5 years. I'm like, what is he doing? And so I went to talk to him. But he's still an atheist. He was bringing the kids to church because they were separated. He was bringing the kids to church to prove to them that our church wasn't real and that God isn't real. That's why he's coming now.
Yeah.
So I saw him and I didn't get to talk to him. Then I saw her and I was like, hey, did I just see your husband? And the reason was we only had one service on that January 1st, because most of them we have 2, but they'd all come to the first service. And I said, hey, did I just see your husband? And she's like, yeah. I said, and anyhow, so we started talking then. And the crazy thing is I had baptized her son. Because when she was an agnostic, when she started coming to church, her son was in my 3rd grade class.
Right.
And he said, the first day coming to church, he said, I don't know if I believe in God, because his dad was an atheist, his mom was an agnostic. And he said, I don't know if I believe in God. And we're like, oh wow. So we talked to him with the other kids, and I had him they kept coming back, and he got saved. About 2 months coming in, and he asked me to baptize. His mom and him asked me to baptize him. And then my wife was watching her 2-year-old and loved her 2-year-old, and she credits my wife for helping her even receive salvation.
Oh wow!
And she would come see my wife when she was in the hospital with cancer.
Oh my goodness!
So when her atheist husband decided to cheat on her, be over a year ago now.
Right.
She tried to do counseling, tried to work it out, and I just. It's just been amazing for me that I was in such bad shape physically and then mentally last year, and then God flipped it this year to where we do Bible studies in the morning.
So you kind of getting
it's very serious, but we do it on the phone,
right.
And it's just the Bible studies. It's amazing to me how God took such a bad situation. I mean, last year, I was done. I wasn't suicidal, but I was in so much pain, like I didn't care anymore.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of pain, but there are times and days where I really don't care anymore, and but and I thought, well, I just should offer myself, and the world will be better off without me.
Aww.
But the Lord is like, no, you're not going to do that.
No.
Of course you're not going to do that. And it's like, of course I'm not going to do that. What am I thinking?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you should do it. You should do it. You should do it. And rid yourself from this world. I don't want more trouble from you. But it's those kind of things pop in your head, but you don't, you're just not going to follow through or something.
Well, the devil doesn't care.
Yeah.
He doesn't care how he torments us or how he can put us in bad shape.
Yeah, he they're like, there's a couple of times where like in the last week or two where I was having some problems with my knee. I went from doing QC stuff, quality control, doing sorting. Then I went to logistics, and of course that's a little bit more to it. You pretty much stand on your feet all the time, other than breaks and lunch. And boy, my knee started hurting me. I told Sam Sykes, the logistics guy over there, I said, I don't know if I can do this, man. And I told Rainstead, and I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, oh, we can't keep moving you around, blah, 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 and all this bull crap. I said, all right, fine, I'll just give it a try. And my knee got to feeling a little bit better, and it's still bothering me and stuff. And now I said something to them. They wanted me to give them a progress report, and I gave them a progress. I said, well, I can do this and I can do that. I said, if you want to just do what you got to do, but, And eventually, okay, we'll just move back to QC. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's the most boring job in the world. And now they want to freaking give us all of the time clocks to time us and see how long we take on sorting and stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, what did I do? $16.35 an hour. This is what they're going to put us through. But it's like, and then I started thinking, well, dang, maybe I should just go back to security. But I'm not going to go back for $11, $12.50 or nothing like that. I need to find a job that I kind of like, but at the same time, I don't have to go killing myself, standing up. But I kind of did like the logistics a good bit. But, and also, too, my wife is supposed to get out of prison back in May. She's waiting until October. And I have no interest whatsoever to even work things out with her.
She's still legally your wife?
We're still legally married. And everybody, why don't you get you a date? Why don't you go out on a date or something? I said, well, legally I'm still married. Yeah. So who cares? I'm like, well, I kind of care, and I'd rather not do that. Yeah. And I know a lot of people have done that, and they're all right with the Lord, at least, what have you, but we were going back to Brookhill, me and my son. He started going a little bit on Wednesdays, and I went on Wednesdays too for a few times, and I just kind of got out of going because but really though, I just kind of feel so miserable, man, and just dealing with all this. It's like I do the same thing all the time, every day. The whole time, it just I go home, go to sleep, get up, get something to eat, go back, take a nap, go to work, repeat. Sleep, eat, repeat. Mm-hmm. It all rhymes.
Right.
Eat, sleep, repeat. I don't know why. But I'm like, well, what if I just went home back to South Carolina? Well, then I had to have bills I had set to pay here. I ain't gonna leave my son on it, and everything. But it's like I was talking to another person. It's like, oh my gosh, day by day, That's all we can do. One day at a time. Like the old hymn goes, one day at a time, sweet Jesus. That's all I'm asking.
Well, I think for me, what helped, and that's where I was so bad last year, was because one thing that helped me was helping other people. I was I would try to be busy at church, helping, teaching, doing different things. And then when I got hurt, I couldn't do that. And that's what, and I was so frustrated with God. I was like, the one thing I could do to help with my grief was ministry. But now I can't even do that. I was so frustrated. But it was for a reason. I think sometimes the best thing for life is finding a ministry to help other people. That seems to be
you get it off yourself and get it on others.
Right. Yeah, that seems to be. And sometimes with the schedule it's hard, but I believe, but I do believe that God wants us to. I mean, doesn't want us to. It's for our benefit. I mean, I like what our pastor says. He's like one of the worst things in the world is someone who's fed spiritually and doesn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
He says because all they become is spiritually fat.
Yeah.
And all they're doing is receiving, and they're not doing anything with it.
Yeah.
He's like, and that's unhealthy.
Yeah.
And so I think some of the best moments in life that I have is when I'm able to share what I've been given from the Bible reading that day or anything.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing I get on YouTube. I was on a live, matter of fact, whenever you came up, so that's why I'm kind of got it on here pointing on me, but talking about it. I told him I was going to give that Bible back to you. I said this ought to be pretty fun. I thought it was going to be. I felt like, okay, give me the Bible, right, bye. But I didn't think that.
Well, I can let you go.
No. But it's on me and everything. But it's that's kind of like I found a couple of people on here, and we talked about the authority of the Authorized Version Bible and stuff like that, King James Bible and things, and talk about God's Word being perfect and pure. And so, also too, just kind of put like we're talking about buying Bibles and stuff and kind of giving them to people who needed them and things like that. I'm like, well, I used to be able to do that when I worked at Mayfield. I was like, shoot, I didn't care. I had money, kind of just leftover money from getting paid every 2 weeks. I had money, and then it went to a week, but getting paid a week. But before Mayfield, I mean after Mayfield, everything just kind of just slumped down. But then again, too, I kind of got a lot of credit. I kind of got into a couple more credit cards that I shouldn't have got into, and but now I got like a mortgage and a loan. I got to pay off a loan from Builtwell, and I got a mortgage with Simmons. So, and things are getting better. So I haven't paid my taxes yet, but I couldn't at the time whenever the bills came in because I didn't get hardly enough money back from taxes from W-2, W-4 taxes.
Yeah.
But I got to pay my damn property taxes. I got to pay my mother back. I got to pay bills. So and things are looking up. There he goes again.
He's hanging out.
Same guy. Yeah. I guess he's enjoying it. Anyway.
Well, hang in there, brother. Appreciate
you too, man. Thank you, Greg.
Yeah.
I appreciate that encouragement, man, because I think I probably needed to hear that.
Good.
How somebody else is getting along and kind of. So yeah, I'm probably getting spiritually fat in some areas where I need to be kind of exercising that out.
Yeah. Give it to somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you never know. I mean, you never know when you're doing that how it's going to change your life.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, my wife and I were just serving kids, and it between what her and I were doing, it brought my future wife.
Oh, really?
I mean, the lady I'm with now. We're very serious.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, all we were doing was just serving kids, and I met her son and baptized him. Then her other son come into my class, and both of them wouldn't go to fourth grade because I wasn't there and teaching. So I mean, it just all like worked together. Like when her husband cheated on her and caused all that mess, it's like I needed someone in my life. She needed someone, and she could just like, I can't think of a better person. She said, "My boys love you."
Oh, really?
I can't. I mean.
Wow, well, that's great.
So, but man. I mean, it all come about just because we were just doing what we were supposed to be doing at the time.
Yeah.
And God used.
Yeah, I think that way with me too. Maybe the Lord's going to be doing something other in time, but everybody says, I keep seeing the things. Just hold on, and just keep reading what the Word says. Just especially Matthew 6. 5 and 6, I believe it is. About not leading on the own understanding and not just kind of going out there and just praying, oh Lord, I wish you'd bless them or bless me and this, that, and the other. Just kind of take it to Him personally, and and just like what you do with Him personally, He rewards out and openly.
Absolutely.
So it's just kind of remembering that too. So it just as in. You can go out here, you can have people pray for you like you would, but you can have everybody like to get on the internet and say, oh, y'all pray for me, I need help. I think the Lord likes it whenever I know He does, and we take it to Him. And I have one or two people that we know we can trust.
I was in Daniel this morning. My girlfriend and I were in Daniel this morning, and I never seen this before like this. I've read it many times, but I never seen it like this. It said that Daniel, he was struggling or something, having a hard time. He was worried about something, and he prayed, and the angel come down and said, the Lord said, you were praying, and the Lord sent me right now.
Right. Yeah.
But it was a neat thing for me because it was neat because you wonder sometimes the Lord listening. It's like He always hears our prayers. Now we don't always see the answers that we want, or even get the answers that we want. But the fact was, Daniel prayed, and it's like he got immediate response, and it's like God hears everything we say.
Yeah.
We just don't always. It's in faith. So sometimes He does give an answer.
Right.
It's more rare. I mean, did you get an extreme answer? Like I did January 1st. I told God I needed something different. I wasn't going to do it, and I did. I get an immediate answer. I've had very few of those where I get an immediate answer that day.
I keep thinking this. With these jobs and stuff, like, is that my answer, or is this the answer you're giving me, or is it something else? Are you?
Oh, it's hard
sometimes,
to know.
Sometimes He prepares you for one thing by letting you do something else.
Right.
And I noticed that. So when to get you good to go on some things, He'll let you go through other things.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's something else.
Hang in there.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you, man.
Okay, appreciate
and I'm
you.
glad that we got back into your hands, and somebody can get in your family and they can get a lot out of it.
I hope so.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Rex. Take care, bud. You too, man. We'll see you. Thanks. Well, I was gonna do a little Bible study with it, but I give it away now, so I'm gonna give it back. So that's a great brother. I've known him for quite a while, since my time at Mayfield. Let's see here. Did anybody make a check? No, guess not. Yep. Well, tonight is hump night. So, going to work at 11, get off at 7:30, 7:15, 7:30ish. And woohoo! I don't have any other scriptural references in here. So, let's see here. I had a bag of bread. Yeah. I had this since yesterday. See? Got it in a bag. What time it is? 8:15. Probably next 20 or 30 minutes here, and then you go on toward the house and get a little nap. Oh, it's still soft. Breathe. And get me some shut eye. And go to work and do the same thing over again that I did the night before. And probably do some crazy stuff on a stopwatch. I don't want to do stuff on a stopwatch. I mean, you're going to do the same amount of work either way, but that's just more work. Pushing a button and making sure you're going to be like real frantic. You want to hurry up because you're afraid if you don't hurry up, somebody's going to say something. And like when you're just talking about, I don't know what the purpose is in that. I really don't. What God has in plan. But I always wanted to do stuff in quality, you know, but I just don't think I'm gonna get any further than I already am. Because I already tried logistics. See, I did logistics for 3, 5, 8, 9 days. 9 days of logistics. I felt like I was getting in there pretty good, and the man said, "Hey man, I already had the QR code ready for you." I said, "Oh yeah, man, I know, I'm sorry." You know, I had it so what I can do is I can scan that and do the little parts thing I needed to do and all that and the other. But I'm trying to think to myself, it was the Lord in that? Was he in me going there for those 9 days and working and just finally my card comes so I can use the scanner. Then all of a sudden I'm going back to where I came from. I only worked there for a couple weeks. I don't know. I don't know what the Lord's doing in that. And that's what we were talking about. But where am I getting spiritually fat at? I mean, I don't have the money to be buying Bibles like I used to. I used to. I had like 4 or 5 Thompson Chain Reference Bibles at a local church or church Bible publishers one time. Of course, they were a lot cheaper. You know what? We could make this into a little adventure on my way home. And I could go by the down here next to the Delano Dollar General, see if they got Bibles. I really do need to go and get some sleep though. I'm kind of drowsy. It could be my high blood pressure medication. I only take it once a day. But that's where I found out I had high blood pressure when I was working 3.5 years ago. I was almost 4 years ago when I was working at Randstad at Denso. Oh, I got high blood pressure. Well, how about that? So they put me on some medication. It was a little Cinepril, and oh my gosh, that stuff got me coughing. And then eventually they got me on Losartan with a beta blocker or something other, and that was a whole lot better. And that doctor, that practicing nurse, whatever, I liked her first, but man, she got snarky about every little thing. I don't like you. I got a doctor down here, well, she wasn't really a doctor, and I forgot what they call them. And then eventually I got this a doctor. And now, if I go to a doctor again, TennCare can't pay for it because my TennCare ain't, I don't have that no more. So what it was, when I got TennCare, I wasn't making a lot of money. So, and they didn't do anything about my income. Kind of went up to went over to the amount I got, but it didn't matter because I still had it. It didn't run out. And last month it ran out. And it was like, okay, well, you can apply again. And so I applied. It was like, yeah, you make too much money. I was like, really? Okay. Thanks a lot. I really don't need to eat the rest of this bread. I just ate a chicken sandwich from the Hardee's. I just ate the rest of that for my dude. I'm gonna that bag too. I like paper bags. I don't know why. You get some for anything. Just fine. You know what I was doing? Sunbeam. I had the little girl praying. You know, not by and it said not by bread alone. And there's one time I was planning on getting a bunch of those bread bags from Sunbeam, but in order to do that, I would have to buy a bunch of Sunbeam bread with a little girl on it, not buy bread alone. But every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God, that show a man live. But I thought about writing Sunbeam and say, hey, can you please send me like 50 or 60 bags with a little girl praying on it, you know? And I never got around to doing it. I don't think they do that no more. I think they just make it with a little girl with a sunbeam girl, and that's it, facing outwardly, eating the bread. I don't think they do those little prayer bags anymore. One's with a little girl praying on it. They might. So, it's 8:23. I might do that tomorrow. I'm gonna probably just wait and do that tomorrow. I'm gonna retitle this something other else, and testimony from Rex, or whatever it is, what he was talking about. And his wife passed away, and he's found another wife to be. So that's pretty awesome. Hey, y'all. I'm gonna wait at 40 minutes, and I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. Thanks for whoever's watching and everything, and appreciate you sticking on here, and hopefully you got to hear his testimony and the trouble he was going through. I think my troubles were terrible and bad, and his was really devastating to his heart, his family, his wife passing away. So, anyway, y'all, again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later. And I'm gonna go home here and get ready for work tonight, and with talk at you tomorrow sometime. And I'm gonna try to stop by Walmart or something other before I go home in the morning and see if they got some pretty not cheap Bibles, but pretty medium priced Bibles I can probably send somebody. I thought about one time just send them to anybody randomly. Just find an address on a mailbox throughout the whole United States and just send it there. And I have taken, like I said before, I have taken some of them and put them in a couple of Ziploc bags and sent them down to Hiawassee. So whoever might find them, they found them, you know. Cast your bread upon the waters, you know, you never know what might return to you. Anyway, I'm going to get off here, y'all. We'll see you later. Thanks for sticking with me. God bless.